genocide, the method of systematic extermination of a people. Think of the historical precedent.
Oh, I fully understand your author's pride. But from a practical point of view,
this little mixture of mine is as lethal as cyanide. And as selective as a lady buying perfume.
you'll just work on the black folks. Leave the rest of us alone? You better be damn sure.
Just like sickle cell anemia, Mr. Feather. And like sickle cell anemia, will not affect people of the Caucasian race. You have my personal guarantee.
How fast does this stuff work?
72 hours at the most.
To God, 7 days to create the world. We can cleanse it. Just 3. Huh? Gentlemen, countrymen, brothers, today is our glorious day. The moment that we have waited for, worked for, has come. Even as we stand here together, victory is ours, not for ourselves, but for our posterity. The achievements of Los Angeles, Washington, and Detroit will soon be known to history. They cannot stop us.
How you doing, guys? And of course, we're going to Gary to pick up our business partner, and we're doing the documentary, Flint, Michigan, the water crisis that they're having there. We're looking at the social cultural perspective in reference to crusade to reading, education, how it influenced some of the parents and adults' decisions in reference to what to do about the water crisis, how to get the politicians, community leaders involved, not involved at all, how the church officials possibly got involved. So we're looking at resources. A lot of the people, it's a very poverty-stricken city, Flint, Michigan. I think about 27% African American. So we're going to look at all those different entities and a lot of them. They have a lot of a plethora of problems. How's everybody doing? Well, I'm here with Paul, and he's taping this. Of course, I'm John G.P. Hunt, Paul Turner. And you can see the stuff that we have, Paul, if you can show them. We're going to go outside. We have a dilemma. Of course, this is our Crusade for Reading, Flint, Michigan trip, our first trip, 21-day tour. Crusade for Reading, we talked about it. Almost 1.5 billion people, 1,500,000,000 people around the world can't read. You know about the dropout rates in America, about 22 to 25%, depends on the city. We already talked about the deplorable conditions in prisons and reference to the educational standard of 6th grade reading level. Even in juvenile center, teenagers, the average reading level is about 3rd or 4th grade. So we want to change some of those things. We want to look at the dynamics from a resource standpoint, an education standpoint, in reference to the water crisis in Flint, Michigan. But the vehicle is small, and we have a lot of stuff, and the vehicle is already packed. We're going to go outside, and I'd like to demonstrate that to you. So this is the portfolios of all the some of the illustrations of the different books, and clothes. We have cameras over here. We have our camera equipment there. So let's go outside and show you. People say, oh, you can get it into a small SUV. It's not going to be a problem here, buddy. Well, it is. So let's just step out. And we got rid of, we were carrying 2 cases of water, but I don't think we're going to be able to take water. You know, we went to Flint, Michigan. You know we need water. But I want to demonstrate where we're at. This is what we have so far. Of course, we have the...
This is what it's looked like, because we're going to Flint, Michigan. We're going to see the educational value and the choices they made about the water, whether to drink or not to drink. And this is our stuff. We did it. We did it. As you can see, we got stuff back here too. As I was saying earlier, the seat was let down. My uncle figured that out. And I'm about to take the passenger seat because I can't drive yet. So have a great day. See y'all in the next video. Bye.
Get off, man. We tried to rent a car, a truck, but they're all, no trucks are available. I know it's not a holiday weekend or anything of that nature. I know it's not a holiday week or anything, but that's the way it is. The ones we want to rent, it's not really the cost. They're only going to give us $800. I mean, 800 miles, I'm sorry. And we have to go from here to Gary to pick up our business partner, Malachi Moore, about 360 miles and 245 miles to Flint from Gary, which is about 500 miles, which that's the 800 plus miles gone already. There's 20 cents per mile out of that, so we don't want to do that.
Hello everyone. As you can see, my uncle gonna show you that everything's clean. We got everything out the house. We moved the camera equipment. We moved the clothes and the trunks that was over here in front of the patio door. We got it clean and beautiful. Well, I hope y'all know what time it is. This is Paul. I'm here with Malachi. We are on our way on the road to Flint. So, Malachi, what are your thoughts on going on this trip?
How soon did they know that there was something wrong with the water? It's obvious that people began to know pretty quickly what was wrong with the water. Cooking, washing, all these different things. And so when you're without water for that long, it'd just be really interesting to see how the whole lifestyle had to change and to adjust to the situation.
So, what is Crusade for Reading's objective in Flint, Michigan?
Well, I think the unique thing that we can bring is listen to what they have to say, right? And then also provide an encouragement through what Crusade for Reading has to offer, but the original art and stories that we have as well. One of the things that we do is we tell other people's stories, and so I think this would be a very good opportunity to listen to some folks in a very in a pretty unique situation, and possibly have their stories told through Crusade for Reading.
Checked into the hotel of Marriott and met with a young lady that gave us some information about the situation. She's from Flint. We're going to go back and interview her after we're done going into the town of Flint, Michigan about the water crisis. But she gave us some tidbits of information about how it happened in a certain area, how she believes that race was factored in. Americans have been taken advantage of. So we'll hopefully get some other. We'll go back and interview her and her partner at the job, and then get into town. We got about 2.5 hours of daylight. So hopefully we're able to give out, or rather get some information that can provide us, as Malachi Paul said, a centerpiece or blueprint of what happened, why it happened. And I think Paul mentioned in one of his interviews, how do we stop this from happening again? You know? So thank you, and I'm driving, and we're going to head out there, and we'll get back with you. So please, have a great day. Bye-bye.
As you can see, it's a water drainage. In hindsight, hood. So we about to take a look. I don't smell anything from the yellow. That's about it. But I mean, don't give off any aroma. I'm not gonna taste it. So don't ask. I'm not gonna taste it. I mean, it's not. I don't know if this is it, but it's like a lake over here. I think this is what they was talking about. I don't know if this is like Flint or what's up with that. But, you know, we can get a closer look, you know. Now, I don't know how much closer I can get to this, guys. But I'll do what I can. I'll tell you, this is about as close as we're gonna get, guys. I don't know about you, but that water looks kind of dirty. I don't mean kind of dirty, I mean it looks really dirty. I don't even think there's life in that water. And this is the water they give to the people? This is what they should drink? Is this what they think of their people? That is a shame. This is a shame, this is a shame. America, this is a shame. So yeah, this is the water. Paul signing out. Bye.
I do not believe that President Obama drank the water. I believe he sipped the water. But I do not believe that. Sorry, President. It was a glass of water, a full of water. I was supposed to drink it. I'm not going to drink it because I don't trust it. We're going to try to figure out what the hell we're going to do. You know what I'm saying? But don't do this. See? It's really good. Don't do that. It's a trickery. It's not cool. And I love Obama. I love what you've done. But my thing is, don't drink the water. Because you know it's not good. And you know that you didn't drink the water. And it was a kick in the face. That's what it was. Who's going to help a city? We got vacant houses everywhere. You know what I'm saying? We got most of the lead is in poverty, the areas that are in poverty. They're not gonna go dig up the pipes up under all these vacant houses and burnt down houses to put some brand new piping under there because they figure ain't nobody gonna use it no way. This is the hood. Who's gonna put that much money in the Flint? That's why we still sitting here. They're waiting for us to either perish, you know what I mean, or get the hell out. Deal with it. Those are your choices. If you got the money resources, you're gonna get out. If you got family outside of Flint, you're gonna get out. And pretty soon, so many people are either going to get out or die from it, or kill themselves. It's going to be like it's going to be a forgotten city. It already is. The reason they give is to get the guilt off of them. They give, I feel better. And I'm not talking about the stars like Snoop and all the people that came down. I'm not talking about them. They was helping their people. I feel them. I would have did the same thing. I'm talking about the people that are able to really, really help us. A good 5, 6 when they start putting 7, 8, 9 when they start putting fluorine in the water.
Okay, 5 or 6, and we've been obviously all the articles, CNN, BBC. I think they only go back. I think the mayor mentioned something 2 or 3 years ago, possibly. Your mayor said something.
Yeah,
they had scientists and all that going on.
But we still have chlorine problems, though. Even with Detroit water, they still was putting chlorine in the water. And sometimes they'll over-chlorify the water. And then they tell you not to drink it or to boil it for 15 minutes before they... You know what I'm saying? It's always something with the water. Nobody pays attention until it's lead in the water. Anytime you get CNN and all these big-time individuals, it goes global, and we on U.S. Today... Little Flint is on U.S. Today. You know what I mean? Look at those papers over there. We're plastered on the front page. Like, what we gonna do? I have 2 daughters.
Okay.
One Cheyenne, one Jada. And we've moved twice because of the water.
Whoa.
Yeah, we've experienced rashes and bruises that don't hurt. We've experienced mood changes, and maybe that's because we move so much. I don't know, but we're running away from it, and we keep running back into it because it's basically in Flint, and we are in Flint. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't care about it's in Flint Township or it's not in Flint Township. It's not in Davidson. Yeah. But you got to prove that to me because you lied so much about where it's not. That we used the water and I felt like we were under foolery and trickery and we were manipulated to believe that the water was good and it wasn't good. So, you know?
Right. Now,
we've been cooking in this water, we've been bathing in this water, we've been, washing in this water, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's why we can't leave. It's like it's almost like a plan to destroy Flint. It's like you don't have the money to move. You don't have the resources. You spoke about resources earlier. We don't have the resources to just we're gonna ante up on some money and we're gonna get up out of Flint. We out. Yeah, you mentally out, but really physically it's hard to come up with enough money to actually relocate you and if you have family, you know what I mean, to a whole different city. Start completely over with the money that you do have. It's hard.
I do have some family members who has led because of what happened. It's I think it's a real difficult situation to be put in, having to depend on bottled waters to cook your food and brush your teeth with and all that.
Personally, the most recent situation that I've encountered with it is I recently got a haircut. It hasn't even been a month, and being that we've got word that the water issue since 2014, it probably was before that, but 2014, I washed my hair once a week, so I began to notice just like changes in my hair and everything, so I decided to get a haircut. Skin conditions, dry, patchy areas, the difference in vegetables. I have a garden, I planted a garden for my grandmother, and we just use all bottled water now. So thanks to everybody, me being able to bathing, brushing teeth, gardening, mama chef, cooking, all of these type of things. So it's an inconvenience. At the same time, it is what it is because it allows me to have more of a respect for what our foreparents didn't have, like running water, you know what I mean? And just the access that we have to things being so quick now. So it allows us to have an appreciation and to go back to that time, that our foreparents would.
Yeah, when the switch, I don't live in the actual Flint now, but when the switch took place, I was in downtown. Where I'm at now, I could drive down the street and I'm in Flint, just one of the surrounding cities. But when it took place, I was downtown Flint. And I was in disbelief. I just didn't believe it. I used to go downtown all the time and just chill, look at the river water. And, so when the switch took place, I'm like, we're not drinking this. Like, are we seriously drinking this? Like for real. And, it was just kind of hard to comprehend. And for the longest time, I went not even touching it. I was dependent on bottled waters. This is before we even knew it was bad. I just had a feeling like they say it's okay, but I just didn't think they were. So
Can't trust them.
right.
Right.
Even if it is okay now, I still wouldn't believe it. Whoever made the decision to switch from the line that we had with the Detroit water to the Flint River is responsible. Because they knew what they were doing. You know what I mean? So you save money for yourself and constituents, and then meanwhile, like, we're suffering, our children suffering, skin conditions, hair falling out,
I feel like you don't
high
need.
levels of lead. Oh, I'm sorry.
I feel like you don't know really, is it one person who's to blame? Or is it a bunch of them? Is it a bunch who actually knew what was going down? I just find it hard to believe that one person just had that information alone and what they were planning to do. It was a bunch of them. And I think a lot of people are saying Snyder, and although he may be that main source or whatever, I feel like there may be a bunch of others tied into knowing it as well and said, okay, for this benefit of us or whoever, let's do this, not really caring about Flint. We all know how Flint has been for many years now, and many people, if there's any city we can do this to, is Flint. We can get over on Flint. Who's going to step up? And they didn't expect people to come forth and put their foot down and demand answers. And but I think it's probably a bunch of them. I was watching when Obama came and gave his speech, and he told everybody to kind of be patient, calm down. The crowd was a little rowdy, and he was like, calm down, be patient. He was saying it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not going to happen tomorrow, or maybe even months. What I got from it was like, it's going to be a while, but be patient. We see what's going on. And they may see what's going on, but still, you're not living it. You're not here in the midst of it. You know what I'm saying? We just living our lives, depending on our water one day, and then all of a sudden, boom. Of course, we're upset. Of course, we want some answers right away. Of course, we want to hear the plan that's in action to get this taken care of. So I'm saying calm down, and we see, okay, you may see, the whole world see, but let us be able to hit these Flint streets and see the work going on. You know what I'm saying? We see the bottles being handed out. That's everywhere, But let's see these roads broken up, and
Yeah, but that water gonna fade out at some point. You know what I mean? So then what? Like, what to do now? Boil water, because that's what they telling everybody. Okay, boil water, let the water run for so long. I've always done that anyway. I've never drank the water out. I've always had a filtering system. But that's me. Everybody not able to, or they never thought to. So it's insulting. Drink a little sip of the water as if that was going to add up to us bathing and using the water here in every aspect of our life. So it's insulting. You know what I mean? And so even if they say they're going to break up and they're going to change the pipe or line it, we've seen a lot of presence here with the different NBC, CNN, different entertainers have came through. It's nice to get the support, but what about after, like I said, all the water run out, then what? Because they're not going to spend all that money on the piping system. They're just not. The solution, or the bottom line, is that we have to understand who we are. Because petitioning for money, bringing water, trying to get like the attention of government officials, all of those type of things, that wears out because it's like a greater, I don't think no one is looking at it through a spiritual eye. I'm not saying no because there's a lot of brothers and sisters who are, and they know what time it is. So basically all of this is just fulfilling prophecy. There's a lot of people who don't believe in the scriptures. They believe the Bible is a white man's book, etc., but it's not. The Bible has nothing to do with religion. It's a constitution and it's a book of law, statutes, and commandments that the Most High gave to the Israelites. We have to understand who we are. We are who our fathers are. The man carries the seed, and the so-called black man, woman, and child, Hispanic, and Native American are the part of the 12 tribes. And being part of the 12 tribes, being that we were disobedient to the Most High's commandments in the past, curses were brought on us in many different ways. So if our foreparents were disobedient, we're still disobedient today. You know what I mean? We still do all manner of wickedness out the street. We in all different types of philosophies of religion. We don't know who we are. We don't know who our God is. We don't know who our people are. We're not together. We're separated. Everything is individualized, like me and my family, but no nationhood. So we have to come to realize who we are as Israelite men and women. We have to know that the Most High gave us a law, a dietary law, a moral, civil, and sacrificial law that we are to follow. And it's over 600 laws in the scriptures. Or we want to continue to be in these conditions. We'll never have a solution looking to our enemy for any type of handouts or any type of presidents or mayors or governors. None of those people, because everybody has their records on who we are.
I've always been pretty skeptical as to, even when you see some of the things set up, even if they created something new now to help people get by, I think there's wickedness and schemes in that. Okay, give them this for now, but there's a bigger something to really destroy, but build them up or whatever. So anything they pretty much set in place or hand out, I feel like just ultimately the government can't be trusted. There's something else going on there. Like I don't think there's really a plan to have us get there and come up and actually create a strong foundation. I think they don't want a foundation for us to be really intact, to allow us to be able to have our own and build up our own. I think there's things created to actually keep us reaching towards them for more. So give them this, but to where they have to keep reaching to us for more. Don't give them enough to where they can create their own and become, give them just a little bit and let them know that we are where it's at and they need to reach to us for furthermore. And even when they do that, we will still never give them enough to bounce back 100% and carry on their own.
It's just like in Oklahoma, like when we had our societies and black businesses,
right,
so-called black businesses and everything, and then they see that we're self-sufficient because we have airlines and banks and we're able to have the money circulate with, like, it just stays in our community so many times, circulate within or throughout us, right? Versus now when the money probably stays with us maybe seconds, a minute. You know what I mean? It probably circulated barely one time. You know, and they drop a bomb on it because they want us to be dependent on them.
Right.
You
Education, like I said, we learn because of the fact that they speak more on lead poisoning and things like that. They speak on those type of things more than like when you hear that, it'll send a red alert out. You know what I mean? Instead of just lead poisoning. I heard of that before. But not serious enough. We beyond education here. I'm sorry, because the simple fact that that's already the purpose too. Because the classes, what teacher can teach 50 to 40 students? What teacher can teach that? So basically, as far as education goes, it's going to start at home. That's where it's going to have to start at.
We might as well
homeschool our children. I ain't even a teacher.
Okay, what's your name? First name. Christian? That's a good name.
It's 42 people in my class.
Hold it. 42 kids in your class.
42.
That's not like two separate classes. One class you got like, make sure. 41 other people in your class. I mean 42, but I'm saying with 41, you would be 42.
Yeah.
Only drink the case of water. Do teachers ever try to how you drink fountain water or anything like that?
No, but at the end of the day, the principal tell the teachers to turn on the water to see if the pipes will work, if they can put the pipes in.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Christian. So, do you drink? Have you drank the fountain water? Be honest. You have, why not?
When I had my lead poisoning, I didn't know if it's true. When I did, that's when I just didn't drink it. Because first, what did you say it was liquid?
Okay.
Exactly. We didn't learn that till after the fact. It's like we keep learning new stuff each month.
When Obama came down here, I talked to people. Some people look at you like they're crazy. They're too scared to do it. You understand what I'm saying? They're too scared to step out and put their voice out or to get together and really do some stuff.
That's
really people down here rallying, but the majority of the people are not down here rallying about it. They're not doing it. It seems that all these millions and billions of dollars that they are getting from all these places, I've seen so many celebrities have came here, have been here, have supported us. All these people have donated money, all these millions of dollars they have brought to this city, and they're saying it's still not enough. Mayor Weaver is doing everything that she can do. You understand? Yes, she's the mayor of Flint, Mayor Weaver, and she's doing everything that she can to try to help everything. How do we have all these millions and billions of dollars and it's still not enough? How much money does it cost? Maybe I don't know technically to pull a pipe up, put a new pipe in. But all these billions of dollars. Now understand this. If people donated money, and they don't even know where that money is going, but they just donated into the city.
Right, yeah.
Where is this money going? Now all of a sudden we don't have enough money. Okay, they gave people jobs to pass the water out.
Right.
I'll go pick it up. Now we need more money, and more money for what? Right. Ain't that enough?
It should be.
It should have been enough. All these millions of billions I've been hearing about and seeing on the news, this money is not enough money to fix the problem. This is not even a big city.
Right.
And like I said, I do not understand how much it costs to fix the pipes and stuff like that. But okay, they said they're going to get a program where they're going to hire the citizens in Flint to actually work these jobs, to actually train them to be able to do these jobs and put these pipes in the ground. How many millions and billions of dollars do we need to do this? This is not a big city. There was a word on the news.
Okay.
And what it was human and animal feces in the water that was coming through the faucet.
Okay.
After that, I learned about the lead, and that was a different situation.
would say maybe the pipes or something were worse in other areas than it was in my area particularly. I ran my water. I didn't see yellow water actually come out of my faucet. But like I said, I was drinking the water. I did not take it seriously until people started knocking on my door and bringing me water. That's when I was like, oh, this is serious.
Now, excuse me. Is this the bad river right here? Is this the river that the water's coming from? Yes. So what's wrong with this river? Yeah, we're from Indianapolis, from Trip TV. We're doing a documentary on the water.
So it was the Flint River that eroded the pipes? Is that what happened?
Yeah, well, see, they didn't put the corrosive that's supposed to be in the water.
Oh, in the water.
You got to put that in it. And what happened was when the water went through the pipes, the corrosion started going through everybody's house.
Right. So, did you drink the water when it went bad?
Did I drink it? Yeah.
I mean, when you noticed the smell or the taste?
No, it wasn't anything like that. We didn't know it. You know, it's just some houses had groundwater coming out of the guy from Virginia.
Right.
And he tested it and said high levels of lead were in the water.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are trying to get sort of a clear understanding of what's wrong with the pipes. We had somebody say that when they changed the water source, they didn't put the chemical or whatnot that they were supposed to in the water, and it caused the pipes to corrode.
I think they was trying to put too much in the water to make it drinkable. Due to the pipes being bad.
So the pipes were already bad.
The pipes were already bad, yeah. They weren't used.
Right. So they changed the source, and they also changed
the
it.
source, and they switched the source. They just opened up some pipes.
Yeah, some old pipes that hadn't been used.
That might have had who knows what coming through.
Oh.
It's not just the water itself; it's the pipes that they use. You know, like the water. People eat this fish out of here every day.
They do?
Okay. Yeah, like I can take some people this fish right now and they'll fry it and eat it in front of you.
Right.
On you later on and they're all right.
Okay. Well, I mean, but since this whole thing happened, is there any sort of hesitancy to do the same thing right now? Or?
Yeah, people's minds and all that stuff, but you still can eat it. I know a man right now who's following right now. He's fishing a tournament. It's a tournament going on right now.
Really?
It started today.
Okay.
Free tournament they had today in this water.
So why does this water look like this? It's dark.
And right now it's low, so you probably see the bottom of it.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Like, and then I know you see the line over there.
Right.
It's real low.
Oh man. Okay. I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's probably looking real dark due to that.
Right.
It's right there.
So what do you think? I'm John. We're from Gary in Indianapolis, Trip TV. We're trying to get a perspective of what's going on with this crisis. In reference to education, we talked to some other young ladies, and they said, we probably can make a decision earlier. They talking about the community didn't get together to do the right thing. Well, in your opinion, I mean, what did race have any impact on the situation here?
Race?
Yes.
Race has an impact on everything here, really.
Okay.
Because the people that doesn't have to go through the water, the issues don't stay in the inner city. The inner city of Flint is Afro-American. I work in Grand Blanc. They got a big tower out there. When you hit Grand Blanc, any apartment out there, say Grand Blanc water. It's almost like 7 days.
Right.
And people can't afford to live in Grand Blanc. It's like I got people that live in South Bend.
Right.
So you know the difference between there and other places too. So it's like, who can pay for this?
Right.
Not the
not my people.
Right now, did you, when you seen what heard or seen what was going on, the change in the water, did you stop drinking it, or did you say? We talked to a young cat, 20-year-old Christian, and and he said, we asked him about the water in the schools, and he said, "No, I don't drink." He said, "We don't drink the water in the schools, the water fountains in the schools." So did you make a personal effort and say, "Hey man, I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna stop drinking and buy your own water"? Or
well, when they changed it back, we didn't know just right then. But when we got a hint and a clue about that, I stopped.
Dang. So they they put an undercover move.
Yes, a lot of people around here that got lead in their system, man. Everybody around here probably got some lead in their system. We had a young lady get killed, sad to say, but she was going to be the first person to get a settlement for that.
Man. Now, what about education? Because I know in most cases, and even all around the world, we got like 1 billion, 400 million people that are illiterate. And a lot of the things that happen in the inner city is because of the lack of education. I mean, what's your viewpoints on how education might have influenced the situation in Flint?
Education might have influenced it. I really can't say how education would influence it because, we can't make a decision about that. We had no decision. There was no vote for us to use that water. We didn't have the choice. So the only education is that is the person that made that choice. And his education should have a lot of education.
Right. So you're saying the people with the most education should be big decision. And they should better look out for the citizens themselves.
Yeah. It's not our fault that we drinking it or that we got this coming through our lines. If it was my choice, of course, I would have left it how it was. It's terrible. This stuff broke out people's backs, arms, bodies, people's hair falling out.
Yeah.
Man, I believe that, my patch right here, I'm not bald. I'm not bald nowhere, but, washing my face and all that stuff, man, all of a sudden I started getting a patch right here. I just cut my hair. I had dreads, and it was down in here in December. I had a patch over here. I said, man, my hair just get to falling out. I cut my hair and stopped using it, and everything started kind of going back normal. But all in all, man, it messed up a lot of people. Behavior, kids' behavior, the lead messed with kids' behavior. They said it's a proven fact. I know a female. She said her daughter, she had went from this to this. In a matter of the time that we get their water.
Dang, man. I
can talk on and on and on.
And we've been saying since we've been here, so it's an ongoing thing still. It's not like. Let me ask you a question. That we just talked to some people. Did Obama drink the water? Did President Obama drink the water?
He should have drunk the water last year.
Okay.
No, I don't know what he's drunk.
Okay.
They feel his glass.
Okay.
I don't know.
So we can't. That's right. We can't prove it.
I don't know.
That's interesting. Okay.
Yes, I'm not gonna say no.
Okay. I'm sorry, Mr. Moore. I think you were about to say.
What was the question? I got to that one. Okay, all right. So the current situation, have they made the move back to the original source, or what's going on with that?
I'm not really if they went back to the original source. But I know that at one point Detroit did not want us to go back to them for that source.
Really? So, do you know particularly why they said no? Don't. That's interesting. Why would Detroit not want?
I don't know if everything changed or not.
Sorry. It's just
That's your camera now.
No, my camera's okay. But anyway, as you were saying,
Yeah, I don't know if they went back to the original source or not. And we still, at my house, we still got a water filter. You know, they say we can drink it through the water filter, we can shower in it, and all that.
how did you get this water filter? Was it provided? Did you have to pay for it yourselves?
No, they gave away water filters. We have one that we bought, but they were giving, everybody had a chance to get a water filter. You get a water filter today.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Water, bottled water, all that.
So they're providing filters.
So it appears they're doing the small things, but to really just solve the problem seems to be a little bit more complicated. I mean, the reason that President Obama said he came is because he got a letter from a 9 or a 10-year-old. He probably wouldn't have came, with this crisis.
Yeah, one more question. What would you say that just the overall condition socially, even apart from the whole water issue, what is the condition socially of inner city Flint?
Good. So you basically to get the water, how is Flint?
Yeah. How is Flint generally speaking?
Flint is not good. Flint is not a nice place. It is not I got my life together maybe a few years ago, and I made a vow to never deal with people that got anything going on. People don't care. Around here they do not care. They lack the conscience. They lack the conscience, man. I've seen somebody get killed in a funeral.
What?
Man.
Funeral, wow.
In the funeral.
In the funeral.
In the funeral. Took him to the back and shot him in the head. In the funeral. Flint is low down. It's almost man, you just got to know where you can go and what to do.
Yeah, that's any city. That's for sure.
And see where I'm at.
Yeah.
When I leave here, I'm going home and going to church in the morning.
Right.
And go back to work tomorrow.
What we want to go to a big church tomorrow to kind of stand outside, and we got a table, and we want to just. What church would you recommend?
I do think that a lot of people are self-conscious anyway. I can especially understand from women who, want to be made up before they go on camera. So a lot of people are self-conscious anyway. Also, I don't know whether there may be a bit of sort of hesitation to sort of speak wrongly on something, be caught on camera, that could possibly be part of the reason.
So they have fear, they're afraid, or what? They're skeptical because it's not McCarthyism. The government's not going to come after him or anything, are they?
No, but social embarrassment is a thing.
Okay.
So, I think that's part of it.
Okay. I was able to.
DeMarc, I kind of felt his hesitance because I kind of see one, we are strangers. We may sound kind and nice, but at the end of the day, they're I don't know you more than I see a rock in the middle of the street. So I can see that hesitance and I too. Because myself, I get that way. When I was talking to him, I didn't really want to talk to him because I didn't know him like that. But once he got to talking, I was able to make connections.
They have persons that they are wholly responsible, as you may or may not know. 2 or 3 have been arrested and are now facing trial as they work to get the information of what allegedly happened. And so I'm sure they declare that there are others who will face similar experiences as related to being held accountable. And so we're waiting to see who they are. And we just have to wait for that. But I think that any waiting is serious because the longer the contamination is there, then the more damage it's going to do, and then the more difficult it's going to create as relates to getting these people health and are extracting the lead from the body, which they declare that they can do some good, but nothing much is promised. I'm sure that was a great effect upon him. I don't think that people took it as serious as they perhaps should have at the beginning. It was only after it was allegedly and declared that the levels was extremely high that people began to make it outcry. I had advocated for better than 6 or 7 months that there should be more of a public outcry. And I'm not sure that the outcry, public outcry, has reached the level that it ought to have reached, even now. Even now. I don't think that it has. I think that there should be a street-wide and a city-wide, if not county, outcry against this kind of action that would demand that something be done even now. There's too low an outcry. We think that he is accountable to the largest degree, if not 100%, he's the factor to the largest degree, that it was his administrative process that created the problem as he worked through a financial manager to create the need whereby that the water would be switched from the water of Detroit into trying to use on a temporary basis the Flint River. And by the city being under a financial manager that was under the governor's auspices, then whatever decision was made, the governor's team stand directly responsible. Well, it's hard to, that's what's called in the delay, I think, the factors that may or may not be involved. Number one, the river has been very filthy in the sense that industry has used it heavily. And not only did they take in the water, but release back into it. And that will always create a very rustic kind of situation. And they have done many things at certain intervals to clear up the river some. But I'm sure that it's still quite rustic. And GM not only didn't use the river, but stopped using the same water supply that was there by the city of Flint. And they switched to an alternative supply. And so we know that that's the major factor, is that the pollution introduced into that small river. That's a relatively small river. Though they have a decent reservoir, it still has to be managed at such level as to keep it where that you can get use out of the water. Now they're doing everything to clear the water up, but how much will that affect the lines? And I think that the citizenry just paranoid, frightened to death over the lines. You're using these same lines. I don't think that they have enough experience, exposure, or understanding to believe that these lines can really clear up or be coated so as not to allow for that leaching. You factor in, I hope, 5,000 to 8,000 or 9,000 per home. Now, there are those who say they can do it for 5 and all. But when you factor that in, that's a lot of the weather. Now you can look at, if it's really from the line that brings the water into the home, and then because of the empty or abandoned homes, you could pick these up later. But what will they do? I think that Flint has been probably exposed to and had experience in unusually high bills because of not having their own system and having to buy water through the Detroit system. That because of proximity and transmission, that was unusually expensive to get water into Flint. Yeah, into Flint. And so that's what created some of the problem, was Flint trying to get away from some of the expense as related to water. Yeah, there was an attempt on the part of Obama to display the fact that he would drink some of the water. So for whatever happened, fictitious or whatever, he drank some water. We don't know where it's from. Nor do we know where the medic truck was to be sure that that it was that the water was dealt with right away. So we don't know. But there have been several that have taken that route, even the governor and even the mayor. But everybody figures that because of the fact that they purported to drink some, that it's going to be all right. That's a whole different mountain, though.
Yes, sir.
From a person that's totally dependent on that water.
Right.
Daily, and has family members and our children that's drinking that water. When we know that lead retards, affects cognitive skills.
Yes, sir.
And so that's where the real problem. I think that children would carry the hardest concern and outcry because they got all of life as a futuristic view. And while that our older and other person with compromised system might be affected as much, but they probably have built up a resistance to, or they would not be as paranoid as young people would. And I think rightfully so, that if it bothers our children, we are affecting a number of generations. Yes, and where that if they're older, they may not affect as many because they're beyond the productive years, or child producing years. Right. And so that makes a difference within itself. But it might, my concern personally is that it may speed up and erode some of the factors that are there to keep them in good health even late in life. Yeah, that's my real concern. The public acknowledged that it was a major problem in 2014. 2014. Right. Prior to that, many of the communities felt there was serious problem far prior to that. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Once the switch over made, I doubt if it was a month time before people had begun to notice a very different water that had a bad odor, had bad coloration, and everything. So people knew that something was going on. They just did not know what. They were not experts in the area, but they knew something was going on that would not be to their advantage. few months ago that the governor, after trying to find other ways out, and after the medical staff at her, the local, had acknowledged and proven scientifically that that was a major problem. The switch back to Detroit water, which had previously been used for many years, was done at an astronomical cost, but it has not clarified the water problem, nor do we know the degree of clarification that has taken place, how much it has improved. We really do not have, but I'm sure that it could make some, but I don't think that anybody would really trust it. Now, those persons that would trust it, obviously are few and far between who would not trust it because they have not on large volume exited the city. There's a lot of talk about it. But whether that talk is delayed because of finances, whether there is no desirable place, I don't know what it is. But we are getting reports that a very few people are frightened to the extent that they are actually exiting. There's more talk about the possibility than we really see that's leaving. I personally have called several that were supposedly selling for the purpose of relocation and have not personally found a single one that were ready to give you actual figures. So it's not ready. We have sessions whereby we spend time talking, but we have escalated our efforts to get the members and community involved in reading material concerning these, and then escalating our level of providing tutorial ministries and our program that would try to keep an eye on deficiencies that are there, and to see if we can keep them abreast to cognitive developments. And if the opportunity presents itself, that we will have enough experience, hands-on experience, to point out some of the things that our educators who are part of the system here would be able to measure. We do have retired educators here, and they work with developing ministry of tutorial ministries and all of that, which we do not call it tutorial. We call it strive toward excellency rather than tutorial. There is a stigma attached to often in our community with tutorial. So we move it by calling it a strive for excellence program. So we hold that everybody can be excellent.
Yes, sir.
We teach toward that level. And so we now, because of the length of time we've done that, we have many college graduates that have come through our system who comes back to the area to offer hands, and if taking jobs in the area, they stay attached with the program. So we have much success with that.
Well, Pastor, again, we humbly and graciously appreciate you taking out the time and not a short notice, but no notice. So again, we thank you for Behavior 100 Crusade for Reading, and this is Trip TV, and again, we thank you, Pastor.
Welcome. We represent actually TripGear, Behavior 100, and Crusade for Reading. This is Trip TV. I'm John. We got Paul. We got Malachi. We just finished up what we feel is a powerful documentary on the Flint, Michigan water crisis. And we're here to conclude this documentary. And we're going to talk just briefly about what did we get out of this. And we'll allow you to form your own opinion by watching it. And we really do thank you for taking your time out. Now, I took water for granted more so than I thought. I've done extensive research on water around the world and the crisis. However, to hear people say about the type of problems, skin problems, bathing problems, you have to cook in the water, and
things of this nature, and how people have lost hair. It's given me a different perspective of the power of water and how it can affect us. Anxiety, stress, how it can affect parents and children, even the school children, not be able to drink the water, something you just take for granted. For me, as being a substitute teacher over 20 years, I've never told a child not to drink the water from the water fountain. So it's been very emotional. It's brought on some, for me, some personal anxiety for the people in Flint, Michigan. So what I got out of it is I appreciate water more, and actually I appreciate the testimony of people going through a crisis like this more. And that's just the way I feel about it.
Well, as you know, we said it multiple times, I'm 16, and it's kind of hard for me to kind of digest the situation, like to understand where they stand, and like how the people in the more impoverished community, they lack the means to be able to stand up as a community, come together, to be like, this is what we can do to improve our situation. And it's kind of hard for me because then they have kids, and majority of the time it's a lot of kids that live in an impoverished place, and I'm thinking, what would I do if I was in this situation? Would I be able to do anything? Would I have the means, or would I have anybody to talk to help me decode the messages that's going on, that's being told to my people or people in my community? It just puts me in a tough spot, and like I just want to be able to help the people my age, people Malachi's and my Uncle John age, and it's just like it affects me. It's hard to say. It changed the way I look at everything now. Like my uncle said, I took the water for granted myself. I was here, I took a shower this morning, I was like, dang, I could take a shower right now, clean myself up, don't gotta worry about nothing hurting me or any bruise or anything on my body. But I know it's people less than 5 miles away don't have that ability, and they worry about that. It's like, it's kind of hard for me to think I get to go home and relax, and I can take a long bath in hot water if I wanted to, and they can't. So it's emotional. It's an emotional toll, kind of say, when I think about it.
I think the thing that got me, one of the many things that stood out was the issue of normalcy, the issue of really the temptation to just return back to the normal, even when things are dangerous. So we saw this temptation where word lands of the crisis and how bad things really are, and then you get governing officials, after some time, giving these assurances that things are being fixed, that solutions are in place. Here, take these filters, they'll work. And so we see that temptation to say, okay, now everything can return back to normal. Now I don't have to try as hard. Now they said that everything is okay. So, maybe these filters will work. And we see what happens in some cases when people take the assurances and they try to return back to the normal way of living, but they find out it's a lie. The water is still harming their children, it's still harming them. And we've heard stories of just people in the community, allowing their kids to play in sprinklers and things of that sort. I think it speaks to something that affects us all. Like our human instinct is to avoid pain and hardship. And because of that human instinct, even when things are still dangerous, we could sort of fall into this mindset that wants to return to the comfortable routine. Even when that routine is hurting us, we can have this mindset that wants to believe the assurances that people give us, even when those assurances can't really be trusted. So that was something that really got to me. I think that affects us at every single level, no matter what color, social, economic status we hold, that sense of wanting to do what's comfortable, even in times when it's dangerous to do that.
And again, we thank you. I want you to form your own opinion. What we all talked about briefly is one thing that was common through everyone we talked to, on camera and off camera, was that if they had the resources, they would leave unequivocally. They said each person we talked to, they would leave Flint, Michigan. So we'll leave you with that. And again, this is Trip TV, our TripGear, LLC, Crusade for Read, and Behavior 100. And we're saying, please remember, saying the right word to the right person at the right time can change that person right now. So have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.